Namaste to all. A very, very beautiful Veda mantra. This is from Yajurveda 34th chapter 3rd mantra. Om Yat Prajnanamuta Cheto Dhritischa Yat Jyotir Antaramritam Prajasu Yasman Rite Kinchana Karma Kriyate Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu. God is giving the most secretive knowledge about the mind, about the action of the mind, about the importance of the mind in this chapter. In this chapter, there are 6 mantras from 34th chapter, 1st to 6 mantras speaks about the function of mind. Here we can say mind means chitta, where we have been learning Yoga Sutra, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And this mantra specifically speaks about Chetasaman. Chetasaman means chitta. See, mind has got several compartments, and one of the compartments is Chetana, Chitta, not the Jivatma Chetana. This is the Chitta which is responsible for Smriti Vritti. When the Chitta is not present, when the action of the Chitta is absent, you will not remember anything. So the mantra uses the word Cheto. Cheto means to recollect, Smriti Vritti. This is also one of the important function of the mind. So Almighty God says, Yat Prajnana Muta Cheto. Before seeing this word, let's understand one important word by Almighty God, one important message by Almighty God in this mantra. God says, Yasman Rite Kinchana Karma Kriyate. Kinchana Karma Kriyate na. Koi bhi karam karna asambhav hai. Without the presence of this Chetana, without the presence of this mind which I have created and given to you, without this mind, Yasman na rite, you cannot do any activity in this world. Even the simplest of the activity to listen, somebody is calling you, you are listening it. You are seeing something, you are not doing any activity, you are just closing the eyes and you are opening the eyes and seeing something. Even that activity you cannot do if God has not given us the mind. I am saying you because I am facing the camera, but it is also for me. I am not a Samadhista Purusha, I am just a normal person like you, but whatever I have learned from my Acharya and also based on my Swadhyaya, Bhashya of Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati and also Patanjali Yoga Darshanam. So I am trying to link and give you an essence for us to understand. Yasman na rite kinchana karma. This is the most important knowledge which we must understand, that without the mind, Jivatma cannot function. For the normal human being. Without this mind, the human being cannot function for normal human beings. Why I say normal? For yogis, it's a different case, which I have explained in my previous videos. I will tell you later on. But for normal, until we attain the final stage of Samadhi, without this mind, we cannot function, we cannot do any activity. Even for yogi, when the yogi is in Samadhi, when he is in Dhyana Avastha, in Samadhi Avastha, but when he opens the eyes, when he comes down from the Samadhi state to take bath, to speak to people, then also he is in Samadhi state, but still he uses the mind to understand. He uses the mind like, I go in front of my Acharya. My Acharya is Asampragyata Samadhi Yogi, but when my Acharya sees me after 6 months, I go once in every 6 months. So I go after 6 months, my Acharya recognizes, okay, you are this person. How? Chetasa, the function of the mind. So that vritti Acharya uses to recognize. But when he is in Samadhi, that vritti will disappear. In Samadhi, there is a sutra in Yoga Darshana. In Samadhi, the Acharya, the yogi does not have any smriti. He is doing pratyaksha. He is not remembering anything. He is actually experiencing. That's the difference between normal person and yogi. So that's a different topic. I will come back to you later on. So Yasman rite kinchana karma kriyate. Without this mind, God says, you cannot do any activity. So we must be thankful to Almighty God that God has given us the mind. See, in my previous video, I got a very beautiful sutra of Vyasmuni. I am just trying to open 1 minute. When Vyasmuni spoke about the chitta, Vyasmuni says, you see, chittam Ayaskantamani kalpam sannidhi matra upakari. Ayaskantamani means a magnet. For example, there is a magnet, and there is a iron particle or iron smaller size iron thing. It will immediately come and stick to the magnet, immediately, without any hesitation. This is a example. Vyas Muni says mind is like a magnet which immediately, whenever it is in proximity to Jivatma, it will start upakari. It will start functioning for the benefit of the Jivatma. But mind being non-alive matter, mind does not know what is right and what is wrong. Mind only knows that my Malik, my Jivatma, I am belonging to that Jivatma, if that Jivatma is attaining happiness or not. So mind will work for the happiness of the Jivatma, either in a dharmic way or adharmic way. Because it does not have knowledge, it will do adharmic way also. So that's why the mantra starts with the word Yat Prajnanam Utha. Prajnanam is the most important word for us to understand. Without Prajnanam means the Uttam Jnana, Uttam knowledge of the Vedas. How? Maharishi also beautifully writes, Prajanati yena tad buddhi swarupa. He says, when some disciple goes to his Acharya, that Acharya will give the knowledge of the Vedas by which his mind, his buddhi, his antahakaran, his intellect, everything will start becoming pious. It will start to understand the right and the wrong. It will start to understand what is dharma, what is adharma. It means Jivatma only, through the mind. So Yat Prajnanamuta, one who has a Prajnanam, that person can do Vedic karma. That person only will know what is right and what is wrong. So Yat Prajnanamuta Cheto. And further, the mantra says Cheto. When we start listening the knowledge of the Vedas, for example, some of you like my channel very much, you see my videos, and some of you have been writing comments continuously for the last 2 years that I get inspired by your videos. Why? Because you are remembering the knowledge mentioned in my videos. Like yesterday I made a video about my Acharya's pravachan. So when you listen it, you understand, oh okay, this is a knowledge which I have to remember. So Cheto, Smriti. So when you have Prajnanam, you will use your Smriti accordingly. When we have Prajnanam, when we have the knowledge of the Vedas by going to Acharya, not only that we will listen from the Acharya, but we will also remember what Acharya told whenever we come back home. Like I come back home, once in 3 months, once in 4 months I go to my Acharya, but 4 months I have to remember what my Acharya says. Luckily, whenever my Acharya speaks, there is a YouTube pravachan which I can listen. But Smriti is most important. Smriti, Chetana. Chetana does not mean the alive power. Here Chetana means the Smriti Vritti of the man. This function also is made by Almighty God for us to walk the path of the Dharma. Because you cannot do dharmic deeds if you forget it. You will do that. Is like, for example, in the initial stages, whenever an Acharya gives Diksha, many days have happened in my life that I forgot to do name jap. I forgot in the initial state because, I don't have that habit. Then Chetana, when every day today morning did I do name jap or not? Sometimes I remember in the afternoon. Today morning I woke up, directly went to drink coffee, and then I went to walking, I went to office. Oh, today morning I did not do name jap. Why? Because the Prajnanam is not powerful and the Smriti is not able to help me. But by practice slowly, it will come to a situation that you cannot come out of your room without doing name jap. You cannot come out of your room without doing Agnihotra. This state will come. That's a good development. It's not a best development, it's a good development. Best development is all along the day you are remembering Almighty God. You are working in the office, you are doing C programming, some programming in the computer, you are speaking to somebody. Still, when you speak to somebody, inside you feel the presence of Almighty God and Acharya and their Kripa. You understand that God is the one who is the Malik, I am not the Malik. And then immediately that thought comes and then we will start reacting, okay, I am speaking to that person as if I am the owner of my company. No. It's Almighty God, so I have to be humble. So you will start remembering Smriti, Cheto. This is a power of the mind. God has given this power. And also Dhritihi. One is Chetaha, other is Dhriti. Dhriti means Dhairyavan Swarup. When we listen the Prajnana, when we listen the knowledge of the Vedas and we become Prajnana, when we become a Jnani, then what will happen? Dhritihi, Dhairya Swarup. Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati, in one of his book, I think Satyartha Prakash, he has written 7th or 8th chapter, he has written that Parvat ke saman dukh aa jaye. Parvat ke saman means as if a big mountain of dukh comes in front of you. That dukh is so big as if it is like a mountain. Then also you will be a Dhairyavan because of your own knowledge of the Vedas and Tapasya. So that also mind only helps. See, mind helps us to understand knowledge. Mind helps us to remember and recollect that knowledge. Mind helps us to also become a Dhairyavan Purush. Mind is separate, Purush is separate. Mind is created by Almighty God. Dhritihi yaccha prajasu antaha amritam jyotihi. See, this mind is a antaha amritam jyotihi. The mind is called as amritam in this mantra. Amritam means na marne wala. What is the meaning? Na marne wala. Very, very important meaning. See, mind will not die when the human being die. When we die, when I suppose I pass away at the age of 80, for example, whatever the sanskars in my chitta, in my mind, will not die. It will go along with my jivatma. Amritam, it will, there is one sutra in Yoga Darshana which says that prati prasavaha. Prati prasava means delivery. Prati prasava means reverse of delivery. That means prasava ho gaya hai. Prasava means birth ho gaya hai. The mind has taken birth. Prati prasava means it has gone back to its prakriti form. It has gone back to prakriti stage. So that will happen after the final stage of samadhi. After Jivan Mukta, yogi is alive, he is a Jivan Mukta. When that yogi leaves the sharir, his chitta will go back to prakriti because his chitta function is over. Until such time, like 10,000, thousands and lakhs of janmas, the mind will be amrit. It will be following the jivatma back to back from each and every, from life to life. That's why God says this mind is not only giving you the memory, it is not only giving you the Dhairya Swarup because of Prajnanam, it is not only giving you Vishesha Gyan because of listening of the Vedas, but it is also Amritam Jyotihi. Jyotihi means because of the presence of mind only, Antaha. Antaha means Antekaran. There is Bahya Karan and Antekaran. Bahya Karan is external current, external, like eyes, ears, etc. These are Bahya Karan. Antekaran means mind, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. But because of one of the action of the mind only, the Antekaran is getting the knowledge from the outside world. And Jivatma is able to infer that knowledge because of the mind, because of this function of the mind. Very, very important. Without the function of the mind, Jivatma cannot understand anything. Yesterday, 2 days back, I made a video. See that video if you have not seen. Chitta Vritti. The Jivatma can understand what is there in Chitta Vritti. If there is no Vritti, Jivatma will not know any outside knowledge. So that is why it is called as Jyotihi, Prakasha Swarup. This mind is the one which is illuminating or giving the knowledge. The Jivatma is able to grasp the knowledge because of the presence of this mind. And Yasman Rite Kim Chana Karma Na Kriyate. Yasman Rite, jiske bina, without this mind, Jivatma cannot do any activity. Even listening or blinking of the eyes is not possible without this mind. So, Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu. Hey Paramatma, Tanme Manaha. Me Manaha means my mind. So, here God clarifies, you are not mind. You are separate and mind is separate. Tanme Manaha. Hey Paramatma, make my mind Shiva Sankalpamastu. Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpam Astu. कल्याणकारी परमात्मा में इच्छा रखने वाला हो. Let make my mind in such a way, because of my prajnanam, let my mind be always fixed in that kalyanakari paramatma. Shiva sankalpam. Shiva means kalyanakari. So in this mantra, we are praying to Almighty God, please make my mind to be always fixed in that Paramatma. Paramatma ke icha rakhne wala. Let my mind always desire Paramatma. Let my mind not desire Kam, Krodh, Madh, Lobh, Ahankar. See, I told Sannidhi Matra Upakari. The Jivatma likes to do Kam, Krodh, Madh, Lobh, Ahankar. Mind will feed it because mind does not know what is right and what is wrong. But with Prajnanam, with the knowledge of the Vedas, the mind will start understanding. See, my master is Jivatma, and Jivatma wants the knowledge of the Vedas. Jivatma wants to walk the path of Vairagya. Jivatma wants to serve Acharya. Jivatma wants to serve the parents. Jivatma wants to realize Almighty God. So let me help my Malik Jivatma. So this is a very, very important. Based on this kind of mantras only Rishi Munis have written their darshanas. If God had not given this knowledge in the Vedas, no Rishi Muni could have written Yoga Darshana or Sankhya Darshana, etc. Because of the knowledge given by God in the Samadhi. Now I have told you maybe half percentage of this mantra. There are more inner secrets in this mantra. But the framework, if you are clear, then you can use your mind accordingly. And when I was reading one article from Arya Samaj Acharya some time back. He had explained a very beautiful concept. He said, see, when you start understanding that mind is an instrument made by God for your service, you can start utilizing your mind as a machine. That means wherever you put your mind, the mind will start acting for you. You put your mind for Paramatma, in Paramatma, the mind will help you to reach Paramatma. But if you put your mind in Kam, Krodh, the mind will help you to do Kam, Krodh only. Because mind is Jad Tattva, mind does not know anything. The knowledge is not understood by mind, the knowledge is understood by Jivatma through the mind. The Smriti, the memory is like there is a mobile phone. I have a memory card 256 GB. The memory is not known by the phone. The phone does not know the memory. The phone just shows me the photos and videos of my 2 years, 3 years back. I am the one who is able to recollect that memory. But the memory is stored in the phone. This similarly, mind stores all the memories, Smriti, Chetana. That Smriti is there in the mind, but mind does not know that this is Smriti. Only the Jivatma knows, okay, I went there, I went here, I did this activity by seeing the photo. So this is all the functions of the mind. And similarly, Dhriti. When we start listening Prajnana, when we start listening the Vedas, and when we become Prajnana Swarupa Buddhiwala, then we will become, our mind will help us to become a Dhairyavan Purush. And Jivatma will become Dhairyavan. Mind will not become Dhairyavan. Mind is Jad Tattva. But the Jivatma, like I am holding a AK-47 rifle or a big rifle. That rifle is a powerful weapon. The opponent does not have this rifle. The moment I take that rifle, the opponent is having fear on me. Because I know to operate that rifle and I know how to attack my enemies. So similarly, that mind will become, the Dhairyavan means the mind will create a situation that even Parvat ke saman dukh aa jaye, even the dukh will come as big as a mountain. That yogi, that sadhak will become so much Dhairyavan, so much patient. He will become patience. He will have so much of patience that the dukh cannot impact that Jivatma. So these are all functions of the mind. But mind is always separate. Mind is most important creation of Almighty God. This we must understand. And also God only says this prayer. Tanme manah shiva sankalpamastu. You pray to me that make my mind pious. Give that Dhairyavan Swarup to mind so that Jivatma understands. Because see, Jivatma will understand the Vritti. If the Vritti becomes Dhairyavan, the Jivatma will also become Dhairyavan. If the Vritti becomes Jnanavan, Vritti is a Jnan Vritti, the Jivatma will understand Jnana. If the Vritti has a Smriti, the Jivatma will recollect the memories. So it's all Vritti only. And there will be after doing tapasya, understanding mind, controlling mind, after several janmas or several thousand years of tapasya, stage will come, the yogi will cross over the mind. The yogi will start understanding the knowledge directly from Almighty God in final samadhi avastha. So this is the secret of this mantra. We must try to always analyze our mind and this creation. And whenever we sit for meditation, whenever we sit for Agnihotra, whenever there is a situation in your life, try to stay separate from the mind and analyze mind is Jad and I am Chetan. I am just analyzing the vrittis of, I am just understanding the vrittis of the mind. So even when dukh comes, you will be able to overcome that sorrow. You will be able to overcome the loneliness. You will be able to overcome the depression. You will be able to overcome that pain just by controlling that mind vritti. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.